When the storms roll in and thunder splits the sky, the world remembers the name of Zeus, king of the gods, ruler of Olympus, the one who commands both the heavens and the earth. But Zeus's greatness was not simply in his lightning bolts, it was in his unshakable will, his unbreakable authority, and his relentless commitment to justice. In every age, there are those who cower before the storm, and there are those who become the storm. Zeus was the latter. He did not wait for permission to lead. He claimed his throne by courage, by strategy, and by the belief that destiny bows to those who refuse to kneel before fear. He stood against the Titans, against chaos, and against every force that sought to enslave the world. Power alone is not greatness. True power comes when it serves justice. Zeus understood that every bolt of lightning he threw was not just an act of wrath, it was a message. Justice will strike, and it will strike hard. He was not afraid to act, to punish the corrupt, and to protect the innocent. In your life, you too will face enemies not of flesh and bone, but of doubt, failure, and fear. Like Zeus, you must rise, unshaken, and unleash the full force of your inner power. But beware, wrath without discipline destroys. Zeus's wrath was controlled, precise, and purposeful. He never struck without cause, but when he did, the world listened. So when you unleash your own lightning, let it be for the right reasons, to break through barriers, to burn away injustice, and to light the way forward. Remember this, you are not a spectator in your own story. You are the thunder, you are the lightning. The world does not need you to be timid, it needs you to be a force of nature. Stand tall, claim your sky, and when the moment comes, strike with everything you've got, because sometimes, to change the world, you have to unleash the storm. Zeus did not inherit his throne through comfort or convenience. He claimed it through courage, determination, and unwavering belief in his destiny. When he rose against the Titans, the odds were not in his favor. The enemy was stronger, more established, and had ruled for ages. Yet Zeus understood one thing: courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to act in spite of it. Too often, people wait for perfect conditions, for the right moment, for someone to give them permission to step into their greatness. That moment never comes. The truth is, you must create it. Zeus did not wait for the heavens to hand him the keys to Olympus. He reached out, fought for them, and took them because he knew they were rightfully his. In life, you will face moments when you are not ready by the world's standards. You might not have all the resources, all the experience, or all the answers. But readiness is not what sets leaders apart, action does. Courage is forged in the fire of uncertainty. It's in the moments when your heart races, your mind questions, and everything in you says, maybe not now. But you go forward anyway. That is when you begin to claim your own throne. You must also understand that courage is not loud or reckless. It does not mean running into every battle blindly. True courage is strategic. It knows when to strike and when to hold back. Zeus was not just brave, he was wise. He gathered allies, planned his attacks, and struck at the heart of his enemies when the moment was right. You too must be willing to take risks, but also be smart about them. Courage without wisdom is destruction. Courage with wisdom is unstoppable. Claiming your throne means taking ownership of your life, your choices, and your future. No one else can do it for you. People will try to hold you back, not always out of malice, but because your rise will challenge their comfort. Some will doubt you, others will fear you, and many will try to convince you to stay small. Zeus faced resistance too, but he did not let the voices of doubt drown out the roar of his own conviction. You must do the same. Every throne worth having comes with trials. The path will test your resilience, your patience, and your strength. There will be moments when giving up feels easier, but remember, the storm you endure is shaping you for the crown you seek. Courage is not built in times of ease, it's forged when the winds rage and the lightning strikes. The harder the fight, the more glorious the victory. So claim your throne with courage. Step into your battles with the heart of a lion and the focus of a strategist. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for the perfect time. You are the one who decides when it is time to rise, and when you do, rise so powerfully that the world cannot ignore your presence. Like Zeus, let your courage be the lightning that announces your arrival. Power in itself is neutral. It is neither good nor evil until it is placed in the hands of someone who chooses how to use it. Zeus was feared because of his lightning, but he was respected because of how he wielded it. He understood that real power is not measured by how much you can take, but by how much you can protect. Too many people chase influence, authority, or success for selfish reasons, forgetting that every position of power comes with the responsibility to serve. If you rise only to benefit yourself, your power will be short-lived. But if you rise with the intent to uplift others, to create justice, and to guide those who look up to you, your power becomes a legacy. When Zeus claimed the throne, he did not simply use his might to crush opposition. He established order in the heavens, gave roles and responsibilities to the gods, and set laws that kept both the mortal and divine worlds balanced. His lightning was not a weapon of chaos, it was a symbol of his promise to protect the natural order. In the same way, when life places power in your hands, whether it's leadership at work, influence in your community, or a platform that others listen to, you must decide what that power will stand for. Will it be about domination and control, or about guidance and protection? Responsibility and power requires humility. It demands that you remember you are not the center of the universe, but a steward of something bigger than yourself. Zeus, despite being the most powerful god, had to listen, mediate disputes, and make decisions that were not always in his personal favor, but were necessary for the greater good. This is the mark of true leadership, putting principles above ego. Power without responsibility leads to corruption. Power with responsibility leads to respect. Carrying responsibility also means being accountable. You cannot hide behind your authority when mistakes are made. True leaders own their decisions, learn from them, and grow stronger through them. Zeus's reign was not free of challenges or conflicts, but he faced them head on. He didn't run from the consequences of his choices. He stood by them. When you have power, the weight of responsibility will often be heavy, but that is the price of making a difference. The highest form of power is service. The strongest leaders, like the greatest gods of myth, are those who see their authority as a means to create safety, inspire growth, and bring out the best in others. Power becomes meaningful when it leaves people better than you found them. Zeus's reign is remembered not only for the fear his thunder brought, but for the order, stability, and protection it provided. So when you gain influence, remember, it's not just about what you can do, it's about what you choose to do. Let your power be a force that shields the weak, uplifts the deserving, and shapes the world for the better. That is the kind of power that lasts beyond your lifetime, the kind of power that turns a ruler into a legend. Justice is not a concept to admire from a distance. It is a call to action. When Zeus ruled, he did not shy away from delivering swift judgment when wrong was committed. His lightning bolts were not hurled in random anger, but in deliberate acts to protect order and punish those who sought to disrupt it. Justice, in its truest form, is not passive, it is decisive. It does not linger in endless debates when action is needed. It strikes with clarity, because every moment of hesitation allows injustice to grow stronger. In your life, you will be faced with situations where you know something is wrong. The question will not be whether you see the problem, it will be whether you have the courage to act on it. Zeus understood that justice requires boldness. The easy path is to turn away to say, "It's not my problem," or to wait for someone else to take responsibility. But leaders do not have that luxury. When the balance of fairness is threatened, when the vulnerable are at risk, when the principles that hold society together are under attack, justice demands that you step forward, even if it costs you comfort, approval, or security. A leader's worth is measured not by the size of their power, but by their willingness to use it in defense of what is right. Justice also requires impartiality. Zeus did not allow personal feelings to cloud his judgment when upholding order. True justice does not favor friends over strangers or the powerful over the powerless. It is blind to status, wealth, or influence. This is where many fall short, because impartial justice often means going against those closest to you or challenging systems that have given you advantage. But justice without fairness is hypocrisy, and hypocrisy erodes trust faster than any enemy could. There is also a truth that justice is rarely comfortable. It often brings conflict. Those who benefit from injustice will resist you. They will try to silence you, discredit you, or paint you as the villain. Zeus faced rebellion and criticism when enforcing order, but he remained steadfast. The storms he brought were not to destroy for pleasure, but to remind all that certain lines cannot be crossed without consequence. In your own journey, be prepared for the backlash that comes when you stand for what is right. It is the price of integrity, and it is worth paying. Finally, justice is not only about punishment, it is about restoration. It seeks to set things right, to create balance where there was imbalance, and to prevent harm from repeating. Zeus struck hard against the corrupt, but he also worked to protect the stability of the world. Likewise, when you act in justice, aim not only to stop the wrong, but to build a better path forward. Let your actions leave the world more fair, more balanced, and more secure than before. Justice that strikes without hesitation is not about cruelty. It is about protecting what matters most. When the moment comes to act, be decisive, be fair, and be fearless. That is how you honor the power of justice, and that is how you lead with the strength of a true ruler. There is a storm inside you, a force of passion, drive, and determination that, when released, has the power to change everything around you. Zeus's lightning was not simply a weapon. It was the visible proof of the energy that burned within him. He did not hide it, suppress it, or wait for permission to use it. When the moment called for action, he unleashed it with full force, and the world took notice. In life, too many people keep their inner storm locked away, afraid of what others will think, afraid of failure, or afraid of the responsibility that comes with power. But potential that is never unleashed is wasted, and dreams that are never acted upon fade into regret. Unleashing the storm within means giving yourself permission to step into your true strength. It means no longer playing small to make others comfortable. It is choosing to stop holding back your ideas, your talents, your ambitions, simply because you fear judgment or resistance. The truth is, no great leader, no world changer, no hero ever made an impact by hiding their light. Zeus's lightning lit up the skies, and yours must do the same in the arena of your life. But unleashing your storm is not about reckless chaos. It is about controlled intensity. A storm without direction destroys everything in its path, but a storm with purpose clears away the old and makes space for the new. Zeus did not throw his lightning aimlessly. He aimed it where it would bring the greatest impact. Likewise, when you channel your inner energy, focus it on the battles that matter most. Pour your heart into the goals that truly align with your values. Aim your force at the obstacles standing between you and the life you are meant to live. There will be those who are intimidated by your energy. Some will tell you to calm down, to tone it down, to be more realistic. But understand this: people who fear storms prefer clear skies, and clear skies never changed the world. Every great movement, every great achievement, every great victory has been powered by people who dared to unleash their inner storm in the face of resistance. The storm within you is also the spark that inspires others. When people see someone fully alive, committed, and fearless, they are reminded of the potential inside themselves. Your unleashed energy becomes a call to action, a reminder that they too can break their limits and chase their calling. Just as Zeus's lightning could be seen across the skies, your actions, your passion, and your commitment will be felt by everyone around you. The time to release your storm is not someday, it is now. Every day you hold it back is a day you delay your impact. Unleash it with courage, guide it with purpose, and let it light up the world. When you do, you will not just face the storms of life. You will become the storm, and nothing will be able to stand in your way. Wrath is a dangerous force, one that can either build your legacy or destroy everything you've worked for. Zeus was known for his fury, but his greatness came not from the power of his anger. It came from his control over it. He did not let emotion dictate every strike of his lightning. Instead, he wielded it with precision and purpose. In the same way, in life, it is not enough to have passion or intensity. You must learn to master it. Uncontrolled wrath burns bridges, destroys trust, and leaves behind chaos. Controlled wrath, however, becomes a tool for justice, growth, and transformation. There will be moments when anger rises within you, when someone wrongs you, when life seems unfair, or when you face obstacles that feel insurmountable. The instinct may be to react immediately, to lash out, to make your presence felt through force. But raw reaction rarely leads to the outcome you truly want. Zeus's power was most effective when he paused long enough to choose his target and strike at the right time. Likewise, you must give yourself the space to think before acting, to ensure your response serves your greater purpose rather than sabotaging it. Self-control is not weakness, it is the highest form of strength. Anyone can lose their temper, but it takes discipline to hold back, to measure your response, and to ensure that your actions align with your values. When you channel your anger into focused energy, you can transform it into a driving force that fuels your determination, sharpens your decisions, and amplifies your impact. This is how you turn wrath from a destructive flame into a guiding fire. Controlled wrath also earns respect. People may fear unrestrained anger, but they respect the person who can stand firm in the face of provocation, refusing to be manipulated into reckless action. Zeus's wrath was feared because it was rare and deliberate. When he unleashed it, the world knew it was for a reason. In your life, let your moments of strong action be meaningful. Let people understand that when you finally decide to act, it is because the cause is worthy and the decision has been made with clarity. Another truth about controlled wrath is that it protects relationships. In moments of frustration, it is easy to say things you cannot take back, to damage trust, or to close doors that may never open again. By practicing restraint, you give yourself the chance to address conflict in a way that preserves respect and keeps communication open. Not every battle requires destruction. Some require patience, strategy, and timing. The discipline to control your wrath is what allows you to lead with both strength and wisdom. It ensures that your power is not wasted on meaningless fights, but is reserved for the moments that truly matter. Like Zeus, let your fury be a force that defends, protects, and sets wrongs right, not one that burns everything in sight. Master your wrath, and you will master yourself. When you do choose to strike, the world will know it is not out of weakness or impulse, but from the unshakable conviction that this is the moment to act. To be a force that others fear and respect is not about intimidation for its own sake. It is about becoming so unshakable in your presence, so unwavering in your convictions, that people understand you are not to be taken lightly. Zeus did not sit on his throne because others allowed it. He sat there because he embodied the kind of power, authority, and certainty that made challenges against him feel futile. His name alone carried weight, and that weight came from a lifetime of proving that his actions matched his words. In your own life, this is how you create lasting influence, by consistently showing the world that you mean what you say and that you will follow through, no matter the cost. Earning respect begins with building credibility. Every promise kept, every challenge met, and every act of integrity adds to your reputation. People may admire your talent or skills, but respect is built when they see that you stand for something greater than yourself. Zeus was not perfect, but his reign represented order, justice, and strength. Likewise, you must define what you stand for and live it so consistently that others cannot mistake your character. When your values are non-negotiable, people will know where you stand, and that clarity makes your presence powerful. Fear, when used rightly, is not about cruelty. It's about certainty. It's the understanding that if someone crosses certain lines, there will be consequences. This is not about being aggressive for attention, but about setting boundaries that protect your mission, your principles, and your people. Zeus's wrath was feared because it was swift and decisive. No one doubted that if you challenged the natural order, you would face his power. In the same way, when you enforce your boundaries with consistency, you teach the world how to treat you. Those who respect you will feel safe in your presence. Those who seek to undermine you will think twice before trying. To become this kind of force, you must also master presence. Presence is not just physical, it's the energy you carry into every room, the way you speak, the way you hold yourself, and the confidence you radiate. People can sense whether you believe in yourself, and they respond accordingly. Zeus's presence filled the skies. Yours should fill whatever space you step into with certainty and purpose. Finally, understand that fear and respect are not end goals. They are tools that help you maintain your position so you can lead effectively. The goal is not for people to obey you out of fear alone, but to follow you because they trust your leadership, even if they know you will not tolerate dishonor or betrayal. The balance of respect and strategic intimidation ensures stability and keeps chaos at bay. When you become a force others fear and respect, you are no longer at the mercy of the world's shifting opinions. You stand solid, rooted in your values, armed with your abilities, and driven by your mission. Like Zeus, your presence becomes a reminder that true leadership is not requested. It is commanded through strength, integrity, and unwavering resolve.